might have it. Okay. We are live in 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Yep. That's when we're live. Yep. No doubt about it. Okay, 2 minutes away. 2 minutes away. Lot to get to. There's Catherine. She's doing a nice job. She's got a lot of fans out there. A lot of fans out there. Yep. Now, had something else I got pulled away to. As we speak, the press conference, North Providence Police in Patrick Pass, it'll be able to be viewed in less than 2 minutes on, well, if you're on Facebook, it will be. We will get it up to YouTube probably after 2 o'clock. And then it'll also be on TikTok, and then maybe part of it on IG. But I didn't go live. I was going to go live, but then I didn't go live, which was totally fine because we'll have the video. Although I know people do like to watch it live, but you're going to hear me a lot. Obviously, I know a lot about the case, and we're live on the radio in just a moment. Just a moment. With that, and also the father, and then obviously I want to talk about the look at the number one issue in the state. It's pretty amazing, folks. It is. How long have I been pleading with the Rhode Island Republican Party to do something more with immigration, and they don't. And then there you have it. You don't need much more evidence. We're just waiting for JR to give us the go-ahead. And there it is at 1:06 on this Thursday. Good afternoon. This is The Real News at 1 by The Chosen One. Yes, it is. Folks, good afternoon. So much already been busy, as a matter of fact. Remember, I'd like to give out the various ways that you can either listen or watch the program. There's Lynn Miller. So we are live with Real News, and I'm going to talk about the Patrick Pass press conference that the North Providence Police, with the mayor, by the way, that they just had. And I also want to remind you, so you can listen on AM 1380 or 99.9 FM. Is that true? Yes, it is. Now you can always listen online at the website. And we've had the Patrick Pass story. For some reason, I don't understand why people are so upset about it, but there's some people that are upset that we had that story. And then right now we're also live on YouTube. So I do want to touch on the Patrick Pass story. It's pretty significant. It's definitely different. I want to be very clear. I don't know him. It's possible I met him in the past. Very possible. If someone said, wait a minute, there you are, that's you. I don't remember that. There's Danielle. But it was significant, and I understand why. And I'm going to touch on Chief of Police, Lieutenant, and Mayor Lombardi held a press briefing in North Providence. Now, we didn't carry it live. Yes, I did plan, on carrying it live. But as I was on the way there, I was getting information about another story that we're working on. Thus, I was a little delayed getting to there. We didn't miss anything, but it then hampered my plan was get there about 10 minutes before the press conference starts, even 5, set everything up. Instead, it just didn't work out that way. But let's get on track because I have the gist of the information. And this is some significant things that with this Patrick Pass story and press conference. And I just want to touch on some elements of it. But folks, I want to remind you this portion of our program of the Real News at 1 with the Chosen One is brought to you by, maybe it should be the Real News at 1. Yes, as I think of it. You know, you keep trying to figure out what's the right way to brand it. Real News at 1. I like that. PR Landscape Materials and Garden Center. Homegrown mums and kale are available. They're just outstanding this year. Folks, pop it and see them. 3688 Quaker Lane in North Kingstown. It's Steve and Debbie and Junior and Byron. They have pumpkins, straw bales, corn stalks, gourds, Indian corn. They have native vegetables that are just delicious. Stop it and see them. I share their Facebook page, and I implore you and encourage you to stop in at PR Landscape Materials and Garden Center, 3688 Quaker Lane in North Kingstown. And look for them on Facebook. They're open 7 days a week. Now, excuse me, there's been a lot of attention on the website, dpdro.com, for good reason. By the way, we have last night's Road Patrol posted. That was pretty good. I thought that was pretty good for a Wednesday night. Better than anything else you could watch around here, that's for sure. We have that. We have the Patrick Pass story. I have an updated Patrick Pass story that's going to be going up. And remember, depetro.com, brought to you by the Coesit Inn, 226 Coesit Avenue, West Warwick. Lunch, dinner, drinks in the lounge. They're waiting for you at the Coesit Inn. So let me just double check. Had a minor. There it is. Okay. North Providence Police press conference on arrest of Patrick Pass. It is now on the Facebook page. We will have that up in other places. I may play part of it, but I'm going to sum up just part of it. Now, folks, I have to admit, so yesterday afternoon, the North Providence Police sent out a release that he's a former member of the New England Patriots. I guess he was on 3 different Super Bowl teams. Admittedly, I may have covered him. I might have a picture with him at some point when I would cover the team. It's very possible. I think I do, actually. I think I have. Well, anyway. But so they put out that there was some incident at and I'm just going to start with this, Planet Fitness in North Providence, and that it was an 82-year-old man. And so North Providence Police, they arrested him. That's basically what they put out yesterday. And I will admit, I mean, sometimes I know there's a story that's going to get reaction. This one caught me off guard. And accusations, including, I don't understand, his wife was even on the page. And it's all, well, it must be a slow day in the media and people attacking me. And this is innocent until proven guilty. How you can't go out. Hey, listen, I put exact fake news. They said you can't trust them. If you want to go after the police, I suppose you could go after the police if you want to do that. Former New England Patriot player charged assaulting 82-year-old at Planet Fitness. Well, it must be a slow news day. Well, CBS News, it became a national story. It was certainly a New England story. There was a Boston TV station that was there today at the press briefing. And so, you know, there's his mugshot. Again, I don't think I've met him. Obviously, a number of people locally have met him and, you know, makes the rounds and so forth. North Providence Police arrest subject for assault on a person over 60, causing bodily injury. That's what they put out. Patrick Pass, assaulting a man over the age of 60. North Providence Police incident happened Wednesday, August 28th. We got the police report. I will have that coming up on the website. It's an alleged 82-year-old victim engaged in a verbal confrontation regarding a piece of exercise equipment. It escalated. Now, a couple things about this. Number one, and it came out in the press conference. And again, I could play part of it. I might. Several things about this. First of all, it is a serious charge. It's a felony. So it's a felony assault, number one. Number two, there were people saying, well, this is a money grab. I have no idea. I don't have a dog actually in this fight. What I posted was exactly what the police posted. Now, I had learned that they had video of it. So I put, well, there is video. I can assure you the North Providence police were not looking forward to this particular situation. However, they have an 82-year-old man, and I'm actually pretty sure that initially the 82-year-old did not want to press charges. For whatever reason, that changed. It also came out in the press briefing that the 82-year-old man, that his son is a police officer. I'm just, that's what came out. Another reporter asked, the chief confirmed that. I don't know where his son is a police officer, but what we do know is Patrick Pass had his membership revoked at Planet Fitness, and according to the police report, 7:30 in the morning, the man is wiping down a piece of equipment. Patrick Pass comes along and shoves the guy out of the way. There's some back and forth. Now, there's no audio, so we don't know what's being said, and shoves the guy. He tumbles down. A female employee from Planet Fitness, she comes to de-escalate. Whoa, like what's going on around here? I don't know if somebody yelled, what have you, but they have video of the incident. And this part is what I think is significant. So Mayor Lombardi was there. I'm going to play this in just a moment, actually. So there are people right now that are saying, show me the video. Show me, as if I don't have the video. The chief did not play the video. Now, I've dealt with the chief of North Providence, and I think he runs a good department. I have no reason to doubt the chief of police of North Providence. A lieutenant from North Providence was there that handled the investigation. I don't know him that well. I know of him. He has a very good reputation. And then there's Mayor Lombardi that I've known for a long time. Well, where's the video? Well, I haven't seen the video. Those three individuals saw the video, and I have no reason to doubt them, that he shoved this man, 82 years old, tumbling down, hurt himself. Planet Fitness has weighed in. They revoked the membership. Now he doesn't have to pay the $10 a month or whatever. I think if you pay, is it like $35 or something, you get another card and you get to go into another room there or something. I mean, they let kids free in the summertime, but nonetheless, if there are people, and maybe you're one of them watching right now, if there are people that say, I need to see the video won't matter. He has supporters out there, and there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. But if you're going to take it out on anyone, then the police had a decision to make. The police reviewed the evidence. They had the complainant, the 82-year-old. And here's the thing. I'm no apologist for the media. But last night, when all these people were up in arms, which is why I think the police called the press conference today, the reporting couldn't be any more vanilla than what it was. And this business of fake news and the media lies. And then if you feel that way, this is a situation, well, then you can take out your anger on the North Providence police. Well, I don't want to do that. Well, they put out a press release. I put it on the website, DePietro.com, and people were saying, lies, all lies. I'm just telling you what the police put out. So this nature of fake news, fake story, media lies, the wife's on there. Get a grip. Channel 10 showed up at his house last night, and he's telling the reporter from Channel 10 as he's filming him for whatever reason, somebody get this guy some counsel. He should have been way out in front of it. Patrick Pass. I don't know him. If I knew him, I'd said, you should have posted something yesterday. It was an incident. It's embarrassing. We're going to clear it up. But it's a felony assault charge. It's a felony assault charge. It's not a minor thing. So, but you had three people. Well, put it this way. Planet Fitness, they have the tape. They reviewed the tape. And they revoked his membership. I'm not saying that's the end all. So you're saying, I'm not. all I'm saying is I don't think Planet Fitness wanted to revoke the membership of former New England Patriot player Patrick Pass. But I do know the chief of police in North Providence, and he's got a lot of credibility with me. And the same goes for Mayor Lombardi, and the same goes with Lieutenant. So if you want to get angry, the fact but here's the point: the people that are saying and somebody posted on me, I need to see I love that. I need to see the video. No, you want to see the video. Someone that says that, their mind is already made up. So even if they saw the video, they would try to make excuses around it. I don't have a dog in the fight. By the way, we may never see the video if this is somehow settled. We may never see the video. But the 82-year-old man is pressing charges. But one other thing I want to clear up. There was this woman, Lynn, yesterday on the page. And this isn't news. Why are you even put this? Shame on you. Listen, I know what news is, and I wasn't wrong. What makes, and I've already explained this many times, what makes it news? Something out of the ordinary is what news is. Such as, is it news planes are landing on time at TF Green Airport? No, it is not. Or whatever we're calling the airport these days, Hillsgrove. A plane has a rough landing, or God forbid, maybe even almost a crash. That's news. So news is something out of the ordinary. A former member of the New England Patriots works out at a local Planet Fitness on Mineral Spring Avenue. Is that news? No, it is. No, that's really not news. It's not news. A former New England Patriot player who shoves an 82-year-old man and then gets arrested, and it's a felony, that's news. You may not understand that it's news, Lynn, whatever her name is. You may not understand that. Someone else was saying you should be talking about that Providence doesn't have internet. I don't even know what they're talking like. Well, then you go talk about it. I know what news is. Malcolm Butler, Super Bowl hero, the interception at the goal line against Russell Wilson and the Seahawks. He happened to be in Rhode Island. Is that news? Not really. I mean, unless he was attending something or, Jeffrey, I don't know, if there was some charity or some nature of that. However, Malcolm Butler getting tagged with a DUI at 3:30 in the morning on Mineral Spring Avenue, that's news. So again, I understand that not everyone understands what news is, but I was taken aback at the people. This is not true. It's not true. It is true. He was arrested, and that's what the charge is. I didn't say that he's guilty. Innocent until proven guilty. Yeah, we know that. No one said he was guilty. I have to admit, and I talked about this last night on Road Patrol, I was taken aback at the backlash of just reporting what happened. The chief of police, the lieutenant, and the mayor, and Planet Fitness have all looked at the tape, and they feel it's assault. And I'm going to play Mayor Lombardi in just a moment. Folks, this portion of the program, though, I want to remind you about AJ Home Improvement. Call them today, 401-323-9252. I'm also going to talk about the father of the little girl was in court, and I posted something on the Facebook page that is very interesting, and I'm going to touch on that. But AJ Home Improvement, 401-323-9252. Frame to finish basements, acoustical ceilings, new homes, additions, commercial rehabs, painting, remodeling. They do it all. It's AJ Home Improvement, 401-323-9252. If you want to rehab your business, rehab your home, call them. Free quote, free estimate. They do great work. AJ Home Improvement. Drywall, plasters, whether it is an addition for your business or you just want to redo the inside of your home or outside. AJ Home Improvement, 401-323-9252. All right, let's dip into the press conference a little bit. Again, I did post this on Facebook page. It will be then posted on YouTube and DePietro.com. But here's what it sounded like. It's the chief doesn't talk that loud, but you'll hear it in just a moment. Hold on, everybody.
Sorry, I just can't. Are we going to be able to see the video?
As stated, John, welcome.
Yes.
We're holding off on that right now, due to the fact that it wasn't part of our body-worn camera. It was part of
holding off on releasing the video right now.
We have to get the permission from the facility themselves.
Planet Fitness.
But at some point, it will be available.
Okay. Have you seen yourself seen the video?
Chief, have you seen it?
And
yes, he said.
His family supporters, they're pushing back hard, making different accusations. Would you say, if someone looked at it, it's very clear what happened?
It is. Again, the victim, you can visibly see he's got either rags or paper towels.
Wiping down the equipment.
Machine down. I believe the victim thought the machine was vacant, meaning he was able to use it. Mr. Pass was in the vicinity of the machine. And that's when the verbal confrontation began. And that's when Mr. Pass shoved the victim down to the ground.
Chief, are there witnesses that back up the account, or does the video tell the full story?
The video tells the full story.
Video tells the full story.
Video, one of the workers from Planet Fitness comes into frame. She de-escalates the situation, and both the victim and Mr. Pass kind of continue on with their workout.
Mayor, I noticed you were nodding.
Mayor Lombardi.
I get the impression, Mayor Lombardi, you've seen the video?
He has.
I have. Could you step up to them?
Here comes Mayor Lombardi. Listen to what he says.
If just, layman's terms, can you describe what you saw in the video?
I think once everyone views the video, it speaks for itself.
Speaks for itself.
As to the arrest.
The arrest.
I would imagine, this is not something that the town or the police want to be involved in, but at
No.
the same token, you have an 82-year-old man that seemingly was assaulted by
Yeah.
someone he didn't know at the Planet Fitness.
This, in my opinion, is just an embarrassing incident that happened here in the town of North Providence.
Embarrassing incident.
That could happen anywhere. Our job, your job, this police department's job, is to make sure that we protect those that deserve protection.
Do you know?
Was there sound on the video?
There's no sound. No. Just give it another minute. No sound.
There's not any audible sound that we can hear.
So let me just say this again, and I want to recap. I haven't seen it. When I've dealt, I want you to understand this, and maybe some people just they seemingly don't care. By the way, the chief goes on to talk about that Patrick Pass has been very generous with his time in the town of North Providence, that he's been involved with various youth activities. But if you step back, the 82-year-old man who Channel 10 did interview and interviewed both the 82-year-old man and then Patrick Pass. I want you to envision, he didn't know who he was. He just knows that he's wiping down to use the machine. There's some, no, I'm on that. And it's like, no, I'm on. And then someone he doesn't know, who's a large man, shoves him down so much that it's a commotion. He does go down. And then someone from Planet Fitness comes and breaks it up. It seems afterwards, once, and I do have the report, but then afterwards, as they're going through it, he realizes, and he hurt his back. If you saw the guy interviewed on Channel 10, I found him credible. Maybe you didn't. There were people saying, oh, this is a racist thing. Maybe he said something racist. We haven't heard that. Patrick Pass didn't tell Channel 10 that. I don't know what to make of it. It maybe just in that moment, I don't know. I can't try to say what was going through his mind, why he did that. I also want to mention Channel 10 had it as their top story. And right now, former Patriot accused of assaulting 82-year-old at gym. Channel 12 has it. I don't understand. The surveillance video shows use the equipment. Pass is standing near. He begins to wipe it down. Argument starts. Victim thought the machine was vacant, able to use it. He shoved the man, called him to fall to the floor, sustained lower back injuries. Pass turned himself in. So Planet Fitness has canceled his membership. They weighed in on what they thought happened. So I want to just touch on, just for a moment, for some of the people that are out there, going after the media. Oh, and it's all lies. And this is racism. And that man, they're blaming the media. They're blaming the 82-year-old man. I don't know. Isn't it possible that I don't know what to make of it? I don't know him. So I'm not just going to say, boy, that was out of character. I have no idea. I know that Channel 10 showed up at his house last night, and it was a little odd as Patrick Pass is standing outside filming them, but not talking to them, which I don't fully get. Could have just said, I'm not going to answer the door. But for those that are upset, then if you're listening or watching and you're really upset about this, well, then go protest. Planet Fitness is right down the street from the police department. Have a protest. Call the media. Protest Planet Fitness, demand he get his membership back. But they released the statement. Who's involved in this? The police, Planet Fitness, Patrick Pass, and the 82-year-old victim. I am many times very critical of the media. The media has no role in this in any way. And as far as, it must be a slow news day and blah, blah, blah. Well, it's if you Google his name, which I'll actually do right now, and then I'm going to talk about the father of the 7-year-old in court, and then that poll result. If I Google the name, and the thing that I want to be really clear is it is a felony. This is a felony. So, New York Post, ex-Patriot fullback arrested, allegedly shoving 82-year-old man in gym. Fox News, former Patriot fullback Patrick Pass, arrested for allegedly shoving elderly man at gym. CBS News, Boston 25, Channel 5 Boston, Daily Mail Online, TMZ, Channel 12, Channel 10. What is my point of naming all this? I still don't Sports Illustrated. I don't understand. Whatever the wife's name is, Monique maybe or something like that. But like, it's not like I was investigating and just went with it. We have a police statement. I'm sure he's going to have to hire an attorney. Maybe he's already got one. I would imagine they're going to try to work something out and get this guy, the 82-year-old man, to drop the charges. I would think that might be the option. So, folks, this portion of our program, I want to remind you, if you're having a problem with foot pain, Greenville Foot and Ankle Specialists, you have, as I call them, the three wise men. You have three board-certified doctors. You have Dr. Colanino, Dr. Rhoda, and Dr. Batty at Greenville Foot and Ankle Specialists. Call them today, 401-949-3220. They're located right in the Smithfield Medical Center, Route 5 in Smithfield. Beautiful building. They take all health insurance. If you have a problem, whether it's a skin condition or bunion or hammer toe or plantar fasciitis, whatever it is, foot pain is not normal. Foot pain cuts into your quality of life. Greenville Foot and Ankle Specialists. They also specialize in custom foot inserts to alleviate painful, achy feet. Greenville Foot and Ankle Specialists. Call them today, 401-949-3220. They'll get you, well, it's a little cliche, back on your feet. Greenville Foot and Ankle Specialists. Folks, also right now, 1:33, I do want to pass our condolences along. The father of Miguel Degnan, Mike Degnan's dad, has passed away. and our condolences go out to the family. I do, however, feel very fortunate that this past spring that I was able to get together with him, with Miguel, his dad, and one of the senior brass at the Providence Police Department. And it was a very memorable afternoon. I'm so glad, folks. It's another reminder. Sometimes we put things off. I'm so glad we didn't put that off. We did make it happen. But Mike Degnan, who, what you should understand, I mean, if you're going to do what I do, you have to have key people in your corner. You got to have people that encourage, that support. Yeah, I mean, it sounds a little weak to say nurture, but you got to have like a strong base, and he is one of those people. And so, and he's got, he's got a beautiful family. And I was there when his mom passed away, but as sad as I am to hear that, I'm very fortunate. I mean, very fortunate. I'm very glad that we did take the time and I got a chance to spend time with his dad, who was incredible Providence police officer who took gunfire in the line of duty, and just a wonderful guy. So our condolences go out to Miguel and his family. Now, folks, this portion of the program, I want to stay on schedule, and it's brought to you by J. Perry Paving. Remember, if you think of getting your driveway paved, call them today, 401-732-1730. Letter J, J. Perry Paving. Licensed and insured. If you're listening or watching on this Thursday, and you're thinking, I think we will get the driveway paved, or maybe it's the parking lot, J. Perry Paving. Free estimate, any project, call J. Perry Paving today, 401-732-1730. The felony assault with Patrick Pass, that is a very serious charge. I'm telling you that is a serious charge. And I know some people could maybe somehow try to dismiss it. It's not a big deal, but when you're talking about a felony assault, I don't know what happened. If this is settled and we never see the video and it goes away, it has no bearing on me. I learned about it yesterday, like most people, when I received the press release. If the victim says no, I'm going to press this and take this guy to court, I don't know. It'll take years to go through the system. However it's resolved, I have no emotion on it in any way. So now all I'm suggesting is, God bless me, some of the people that are already very vested in this story, that obviously, they're friends of his or friends of the wife or friend of the family and things like that. Obviously, they feel differently. But some of the things, it's just interesting to me on a story like this, how people react. And I was talking about this on Road Patrol last night. People like, well, this shouldn't be made public. I don't know how to react to someone that says that I don't know if I'd call him a celebrity. He's a known person. He's a former athlete. He was obviously successful. He was on several, if not, I could have been 3 Super Bowl teams with the Patriots. I'd call that an accomplished athlete. Known person, certainly. Maybe local mini celebrity a little bit. Definitely different. But so Malcolm Butler got nailed on a DUI. Should that not be reported? What if there's a councilman? I was mentioning this last night. What if a councilman got caught on a DUI? Should that also be hushed up? What about if there's a prominent doctor in town? What if there's an attorney? What if there's a principal? The people that are saying certain things shouldn't be in the news, as they were posting yesterday, they're definitely not followers. Like, I don't understand that train of thought. That's not the system that we have. That would be a very dangerous slope to go on. No one should even be talking about this. This is a private matter. Well, if you have someone arrested and the police are involved, it's no longer a private matter. If they had a disagreement and the two of them were then going back and forth. Well, that you could say is a private matter, but this isn't a private matter. It happened at a gym, Planet Fitness. The former Patriot player had his membership revoked, and the person that was injured seemingly was the 82-year-old man. So, well, you shouldn't be talking about. What do you mean we shouldn't be talking about it? Tell that to the New York Post, tell that to Fox News, and tell it to CBS News and everyone else that seemingly is talking about it. Now, I do want to touch on the father of the 7-year-old who was in court, and the rest of the media got a big surprise today with the story that we've told you about. From I was telling you about this. So the little girl, Niall, was shot and killed, but she was still alive the Friday. It happened on a Thursday night, 7:40. And the next day, I did this live outside the Providence Police Station. And then I talked about that they had video of the father chasing the two of them and being the aggressor with his two children in the car. I was saying that on the Friday, and now it's all coming out. Now the father held on bail. So Nelson Pyers, 27 years old, the family reaches out to me. What do you think the family of Nelson Pyers is saying? Take down the photo of him holding a gun on your website. So that's their priority. Can you imagine? The 7-year-old has lost her life. The 5-year-old could have lost his life. He was her brother next to her in the back seat could have lost his life. Could have been 3 people killed, father and 2 children. He's due back in court in January. 2 children got into an argument with the 26-year-old, Shaheem Nathaniel, at the 7-Eleven on Manton. Nathan got into the car driven by 19-year-old Amari Cabrera. Now, we've spoken with Amari's mom. He's the one who was up visiting from Georgia, who drove off, but was followed by the father in his own car, who hit them at least 2 times, running into the car from behind as he's got his 2 kids in the back seat. Nathan and Cabrera eventually parked on Florence Street. Pyers, Nelson the father, drove towards them. They fired shots at the car. Niall was shot, died from her injuries 4 days later. Nathaniel Cabrera arrested, assault gun charges, both charged with first-degree murder. So also what came out in court is the criminal record of the father, which is very extensive. Very, very extensive. As I've talked about, there were, of the 3 adults that were involved, the father has the biggest criminal record. And when you see him in court, he's a goon. He's definitely a goon, escorted in, child endangerment charges. Think of that. He's being held. He was presented as a violator. Why? Because he was out on parole. Lengthy criminal history, domestic violence, active sentences, child endangerment. Just terrible. All started at 7-Eleven. They got into the argument, left in separate vehicles. All he had to do was not follow them. What did the father do? He followed them. Followed that vehicle 2 occasions, was running into the bumper as he's got the 2 kids in the back of the car. So they arrive at Florence Street. They're going to a party on Florence Street. Pulled over to park. When they're getting out of the car, he drives right at them, almost up onto the sidewalk. Began to back up. As he was backing up at them, they opened fire and struck the little 7-year-old. Folks, like that, it happens. So tragic. But as I had told you, now he will be charged. I don't go along with he's just as guilty. He's being charged appropriately, though that's the law. He's being charged with what the law is. And then the other 2, let's wait and see how that plays out. I don't think it'll go to court. Meaning, I don't think it'll go to trial. Excuse me. I don't think it'll go to trial. Let's see how that plays out. And remember, unless in Rhode Island, unless you get life without parole, that's the key word, without parole. If you get a life sentence in Rhode Island, it's 20 years and you get out in 15 if there's good behavior, maybe even less. The whole key here is going to be whether or not they get, parole. That's what it's going to come down to. So I believe, that's got a long way to go. That is not going to move quickly through the system, folks. And now I want to tell you where I believe the Rhode Island Republican Party should put its efforts. But I want to remind you, if you're thinking of improving your kitchen, Dream Maker Bathroom and Kitchen, their beautiful, incredible design center, located right on Greenwich Avenue in Warwick, right down the street from Crown Plaza. You can call Dennis and Christina at Dream Maker, 401-433-7272. 401-433-7272. Dream Maker. Now, if you're listening or watching, one-stop shop, take you from concept to completion. It's Dream Maker. Respect, integrity, customer focus. Dream Maker. Experience upgraded living with your bath or kitchen remodel today. You want to do business with Dennis and Christina. Call them 401-433-7272. Again, I share their Facebook page. It's Dream Maker. Well, folks, good afternoon. Yes. Now, with the weather forecast, hey, this is good news, actually. It was a little bit of drizzle this morning, but let me just check the weather forecast. Yeah, we're dry. This is great. Whatever that storm is, it's pushed off. Now, tomorrow, I see rain at 7 o'clock, but then it looks dry the rest of the day. So we're road patrol to go. I want to touch on, I posted this on Facebook, and I want to give credit to Dan McGowan of the Boston Globe. He had this in his roadmap today. And what I posted is, now people can dismiss polls. I'm not going to argue about polls. So I don't believe any of the polls. All right. Yeah, you think I'm going to argue with that? Then don't post anything on that. But this poll that is out, and it has to do with the presidential election. Now, a couple things. Number one, it shows that Harris is very much ahead in Rhode Island of President Trump. I know the Trump faithful will say that's impossible. There are people that think he could win Rhode Island. This is all, anyone that thinks that, if you're listening or watching, and you're one of the people that think, I think President Trump could win Rhode Island, or you are absolutely entitled to your belief. All I ask is, if you really want to judge the race, take a ride through the East Bay section of the state. And it's not that difficult to do, but Providence, Pawtucket, Central Falls, but then East Providence, Borrington, Warren, Bristol, Portsmouth, Middletown, Newport, Jamestown, then go around in Narragansett. It's all blue. All right. Someone will say that's not true. I saw a Trump's. One guy has a sign in whatever Portsmouth. But my point is, there's no Republicans elected. But the part that I want to get out to is issues that are important to Rhode Islanders. And I did post this on the Facebook page. The number one issue to Rhode Islanders at 18% is immigration. I'm going to come back to that. Number two, the economy, 17%. Number three, supposedly women's rights at 14%. Defending democracy, 11%. Now, we can all say this probably was weighted heavily Democrat. Okay, which you can say that. Defeating Republicans, 8%. All right, so maybe it is leaning very Democrat. But then you have inflation, 4%, foreign policy, 4%, integrity, 3%, freedom, 2%, cost of living, 2%, gun control, 1%, gun rights, 1%, housing, 1%, and then education, 0%. But what stands out to me, the number one issue in Rhode Island by this poll, the number one issue is immigration. Rhode Island operates as a sanctuary state. Rhode Island is obviously predominantly Democrat. The number one issue, and this is a heavily weighed Democrat survey, is immigration. So I have questions, or questions and statements. The Republican Party of the state never talks about it. They don't talk about it. The Democrat Party won't talk about it. It's a sanctuary state. The number one issue in Rhode Island amongst voters is illegal immigration, and no one talks about it. There's nothing on we're actually the only ones that talk about it. There's nothing on TV news. The Journal won't write about it. The Boston Globe won't write about it. Channel 10 won't do a segment on it. Channel 12 won't do a segment on it. No one at the State House talks about it. In the past 2 years, or just past year, how many press conferences? Again, let me repeat here. The number one issue, according to this poll in Rhode Island, and when they say immigration, it's really illegal immigration. The number one issue is illegal immigration. And this year, the Rhode Island Republican Party has had 0 press conferences on the topic. The leaders, the Republican leaders at the Rhode Island State House, they don't talk about it. They don't have press briefings about it. They maybe nibble at the edges if they're asked about it. But when they talk about turning the state red, and I see people put that, vote red, blah, blah, blah. It's all just like words. Now, right now, in this UNH poll, so apparently, which I do believe is leaning Dem, Sheldon Whitehouse is ahead of Patricia Morgan 51-33. Rhode Islanders are currently leaning yes on holding a constitutional convention. All right. But the thing that really jumps out is, to me, the immigration thing. By the way, the father of the little 7-year-old in court, he is a big goon. I mean, I've seen the video of him after it happened. He's got no shirt on. He's running around crazy. I can't imagine what that would be like. I can't. Where's the ambulance? Where's the ambulance? He's a big guy. If you were 17 years old and he's coming after you and shooting at you with a gun, that's something to be concerned about. But let me just stay on topic for a moment. Folks, like when does it change? It's the number one issue. The number one issue. Last fall, Gabe Amo won a special election. The Republican running against him, really nice guy, Jerry Leonard. Or is it Gary Leonard? Gary Leonard. I don't remember. Gary Leonard, Jerry Leonard. Either way, I was pleading with him to make an issue of immigration. And I said, the state's a sanctuary state. Is it? Oh, there are Republicans that run for office. And I tell them, just make immigration your top issue. Just beat the drum on that. Folks, this is a UNH poll. The number one issue right now amongst Rhode Island voters is immigration. And what stands out to me is it's an issue, and there's no candidate, there's no elected official who's embracing the top issue. That's what's like mind-boggling to me. The Republicans of the State House, do they ever have a press conference and say, we're going to introduce legislation. We want to end the sanctuary state. The answer is no. I have no idea why not. The immigration issue, and I know, I know I've known Joe Powers a long time. He can do whatever the hell he wants. And the Rhode Island Republican Party leaders can do whatever they want. So if they're happy the way things are going, then, whatever. But I believe that immigration, I believe it's not as much as a partisan issue as a lot of people believe. I think there's a lot of Democrats. I think there's a lot of moderate Democrats that are not happy. Look at Springfield. It's such a joke. The good news is the 20,000 Haitians that have basically invaded Springfield, Ohio. The good news is they're not eating the pets, as if that's good news. So no one has anything to worry about. What about the cost? What about what they're doing to the quality of life? What about what they're doing to the schools? Well, the good news is they're not going to eat your cat. It's so preposterous. And I maintain, let me be very clear, whether it is House Minority Leader Mike Chippendale, who I like and respect, Senate Minority Leader Jessica De La Cruz, who I think is a lightweight. I do. I'm just not a fan. I think she's light. I just don't think she's effective. I don't. Whoever it may be, the real, if they were truly interested, if the Rhode Island Republican Party, the Rhode Island GOP, if they were truly interested in turning around the party, they would put together it doesn't have to be a lot, but hold a press conference and just show the cost of illegals and what it costs the school systems collectively. How many students that you can get the numbers are in Providence, Pawtucket, Central Falls, West Warwick, Woonsocket, and Newport. Those are the big centers of illegals in the state. If the Rhode Island Republican Party would just hold a press conference and put out how much that is costing taxpayers, because if you do an average of each pupil cost at least $20,000. Some districts a little bit more, some a little bit less. But if you stay around 20,000, plus the free breakfast, plus the free lunch, plus they get free health care if they go to the hospital or a clinic, what have you. If they just focused on the cost, it's an astronomical amount of money that we are being asked to absorb. And there's no explanation for it. It's because Governor McKee and Matto say, you're going to pay. I'm going to invite these people in, and you're going to pay for their children to go to the schools. That's what's really going on. Folks, this portion of our program is brought to you by Valari Motors. Maybe you've been thinking you'd like to get it would be a new vehicle for you. Valari Motors, Park Avenue in Cranston. They sell quality pre-owned vehicles. The largest selection of Volvos in Rhode Island, located 1003 Park Avenue in Cranston. Great prices, great vehicles, great service. Valari Motors in Cranston. Stop in and see my friend Paul Staskavich. Plus, he's got a great mechanic with Steven. It's Valari Motors. Well, folks, good afternoon. Again, we will be doing Road Patrol Live later. I did put the Patrick Pass, North Providence Police press conference. I don't envision talking about it going past today. I did want to hear from the North Providence Police. I respect the chief. I think they have a good police department there. I like Mayor Lombardi. I think he's done a very good job with the town of North Providence. Did I see the video? No, I did not. They said they haven't shown it. Maybe one of the news stations will get it from Planet Fitness. Possible. Or they may not release it. Maybe that video will never be seen. But the people that have seen it charged him with felony assault. I'm not going to argue about it. It's not a matter of the media. Not a matter, well, it must be a slow day. Well, it's a Rhode Island story, and it's on Fox News. It's a Rhode Island story out of North Providence, and it's in the New York Post. It's a Rhode Island story out of North Providence, and it's on CBS News and ESPN and Sports Illustrated and all the Boston stations. So, if people want to just keep saying fake news, it didn't happen, as one person was insisting, he wasn't arrested. That's not his mugshot. There is a limit to how much. If somebody wants to think somebody put it, this is all AI. Patrick Pass was never arrested. That's not his mugshot, and he doesn't live in North Providence. Well, there is someone with that name who does live in North Providence, who did play for the Patriots, and the North Providence police released a statement in a mugshot and had a press conference on it. Nope, none of it's true. Well, I'm not going to debate that. So, folks, here's what we're going to do. We will do Road Patrol later, but the Patriots are playing, so we're probably going to do it earlier rather than later. I want to thank you for tuning in. The video is up. If you want to see the press conference on the Facebook page, it'll be up soon on YouTube and depetro.com. Listen, thank you for tuning in for the Real News at 1. Stay tuned for the 2 o'clock news, and then we will be doing Road Patrol Live later. So, and if you know of someone in the Rhode Island Republican Party, ask them to make legal immigration more of a statement about it, because it's the number one issue in the state. Enjoy this Thursday.